Hi, welcome to my craft room. I have chosen the Pretty in Pink from our Getting Started collection. I have already cut this in half, so this measures 8.5 by 5.5. I have scored it in the center at 4 1/4. And now just as a reminder, here's our mountain. We're going to fold it in on the mountain, match up our two edges. Take your bone folder and crease in one direction, then crease in the second. You have a really nice fold doing that. Let's select our stamps. I'm continuing with the Fresh Vintage, which is a free set with Celebration. You have one more month to take advantage of that. I'm going with the border and the two little flowers. This is such a versatile set. And now we're going to pick out one of our phrases from Fabulous Phrases, and let's see. We always need a birthday card, so let's go with this. And for our ink, I have chosen Basic Gray from the Neutrals collection. And we're going to take that second piece of that cardstock that we use for our base card, and we are going to stamp this flower, and we're going to stamp this along the base. So let's do that first. One thing I want to draw to your attention is we want this design to extend over this fold just slightly, and you can see that this sets in just slightly from the edge. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to that when you go to set it down. So slide it off of that fold ever so slightly, and voila. Now let's do the inside. We're going to do the same thing. Okay, and I'm stamping our fifth flower, and next will come our birthday. With the Melon Mambo, using the side of the pen, we will be coloring in 3 of these little flowers. I'm going to be using a 1/2 inch circle punch. Turn that over. Always stamp your image first and then punch. And when you see that full image in that circle, you're ready. Now I'm going to show you just how to trim around these flowers and this birthday. Okay, I'm going to show you how to trim these out. First, we're going to cut this apart from this larger piece of cardstock. We'll do the birthday second. I'm going to walk you through this step by step. If you get a hold of this and you are trimming just a slight distance from your stamped image, it's going to make it much easier for you. Turn your cardstock as you go around this. The advantage to trimming out from your stamped image is if you trim out too far, you can always go back over it and take it down so that it all looks uniform. And it's just that simple. Turn that cardstock and not your scissors. Secondly, let's do your birthday. Okay, this is kind of a small image, but what we're going to do is we're going to line the blade of our scissors right up along the base of this word. When I'm snipping, and these scissors are sharp right to the very tip. When I'm snipping right near that Y. Then I'm turning this and I'm now going around the Y, and I suggest you go down further than you want to, because then you can come back in and trim it out. Go straight up. We're going straight across, and now we will go up along the D, and we're going to follow all of our letters that extend up and just go straight across. And now go straight down, and then I'm going to just snip off those points around those edges just ever so slightly. Now, you know, this may be something you need to practice, so I recommend that you stamp 2 or 3 times and just practice trimming around those. And I'm going to now take this down just a little bit, and there we go. Perfect. I've already trimmed around these others. I'm going to be using the Daffodil Delight. Don't you love the name of that? I'm using the brush end of that. And I'm going to, right where these little dots are on each one of these flowers, not where the 3 petals are, I'm coloring those in. And I'm just going to do the one for time's sake. And now I'm taking the brush end of the Melon Mambo and just stroking those 3 petals. That's all there is to that. And I'll do those in just a minute. And next thing we're going to do is glitter. Now, one of these we're not going to glitter. We will color it in but not glitter it, because we're going to be using that for our center with our birthday. I'm using the 2-way glue pen. I love this for glitter. I am being pretty generous. I'm dotting that into the center, and then I'm going each dotted area, not the pink petals, just the dotted area. And I've taken an old salt shaker and put my Dazzling Diamond into there, and this glitter will last you a very long time if you put it into some type of a container versus always putting it on a scrap of paper. You seem to waste more that way. Let that dry for just a few minutes. Now we're going to do the same thing with our little flowers that we punched out and we've stamped in the Melon Mambo. And this I'm going over the whole flower. There are just some things that do not need a full dimensional. When you purchase Stampin' Up's dimensionals, they come 300 in a package, and I'm going to show you how to stretch that and get more bang for your buck. What I have done is I have cut these strips. I want you to be able to see this. I have cut these so that you're getting half of a dimensional. Can you see that? This is half. And I'm going to put those onto the back of our little flowers. That's really all you need, is half for something very small like that. And I'm going to show you how to cut that. Okay, I have made little dash lines so that you'd be able to see, but I've gone straight down the center of full dimensionals, and I've made these little dash lines. You don't need to do that. I only did it just so it'd be beneficial for you to see, and just cut right through there. And now I have the half of dimensionals. And I've got a whole bunch of them that I've cut like that, but then I always save some full ones as well. Okay, now for the birthday. Turning that over, and right on the side, can you see how there's just this tiny little piece? If you snip just little pieces of that, that's really all you can use for something that is this small. Utilize every piece. And now for this little Y, all I need is just a tiny little piece. Small. Next, I'm taking my snips and I am cutting between these petals of this flower, and I'm cutting up to that yellow center. there we go. This is the one that I only put glitter onto these two sides, but it looks like it went into the center too, but there's none there. This is where our birthday's gonna go, is right across this yellow dotted area and across the center, so let's do it. Then I'm going to just bend these center ones up ever so slightly, give it a little more dimension. Now I'm bringing in the 5 that I already have cut. One is going to go inside the card, and these we're going to create kind of a cupped effect. We're just going to kind of bend those in, or should I say bend those out, excuse me. Use your fingernails, and if you don't have fingernails, use the cushion your fingers. I'm going to let you pick the next stamp set from Celebration that I make my card out of. So if you'll just go to my channel, cast your vote, go to where it says Messages, and write the stamp set that you'd like to see me create a card with next. I think that'll be a lot of fun. What we're going to do is we're going to put these 3 together, like so. So what I'm doing is I'm turning this over. I'm putting just a few dots of the multi-purpose glue onto the back. In fact, I was really a little more generous than I wanted to be. Let's share it with this one. And I am going about 1/4 of the way into that center, and now I'm going to repeat that on this side. And it just takes a second to dry. And then I have I haven't put my dimensionals on the back of this. Let's do that. And then we are going to put this right into the center. Let's decide how we want it. I think I want it down, so I'm going to lift this up and have that coming down. And voila, what do you think? Now we're ready to add a little bit of the multi-purpose glue to the base of our flower. And when you position this on, you want to pay attention that you do not have this extending off of your card. Hold that for just a second. Now we are ready to put our little flowers. And when you do this, you want to position your first one at the fold. The second one is going to go near your flower. Don't go 1, 2, 3 in a line because they could be off kilter. And then now you're going to look at this and you're going to decide exactly where you want that 3rd flower so that they're all lined up, same distance apart. This extra flower that we've made is now going on the inside of our card. Put just a little bit of adhesive. And we have stamped our border. And when you put this in here, kind of decide, do you want it up or down, or do you want it just straight across? Make sure though that you don't have it in that fold. I think I'm going to take mine up just a little bit. And there we have another card created with our fresh vintage. Don't forget, go to Message, vote on which stamp set you would like to see me do next from the Celebration. I'll look forward to it. Thank you so much.